Hi everybody, this is Tina with Living Life's Little Blessings, and this is day 3 of our 4th of July / military themed cards. So what I have is I just took a piece of 12 by 12 paper and I cut 4 1/4. I trimmed it down to 4 1/4. Then what I did is I trimmed it to at 11. So that way I would have a A2 size card opening this way. Now you can see that this is it's all pattern paper instead of cardstock. So we're going to change things up a little bit today and do a couple different things, okay? So let's zoom in and get started. So now you can see, because this is all pattern paper, we wouldn't really be able to do a whole lot with it. So what I did is I cut a piece of red cardstock, and it is just at 4 by 5.5. So now what I've done is I just have these red and blue strips, and one piece is cut at like 1 inch, and then one is at 1 1/4. And so the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just going to trim these down some, and I don't even really want to measure them. I just want them at different lengths. So we'll leave one long, we'll trim one that way, we'll trim this piece down to that, and we'll trim this one just a little bit. So you can see they're all random lengths. Okay, so I have my strips, and I'm just going to do a technique that I did earlier in the week, where I'm going to take these and I'm going to use a square punch. Now what I want to do is we are going to stamp Happy 4th on here, and I wanted to stamp Happy 4th on this with this particular stamp because I'm using a dark cardstock. And when you're using a dark cardstock and then you're gonna stamp, you probably want to use something a sentiment that's a little bit more chunky and isn't a thin font, thin letters. So I have Happy 4th. And I'm going to stamp that right here in the corner. I'm just stamping off and cleaning my stamp. I'm using StazOn black, so it's going to be stained. So now I'm just going to start by placing my white banner somewhat in the middle. To take my star punch again, and with my patterned paper I'm just punching out a star. I keep not punching right. I'm going to take a dimensional and I'm just going to put that right there. So there is our third card, and I wanted to do something else with this card. I'm going to do a lined envelope. So what you want to do is you want to get an envelope. I get mine at Staples. I just get them in a box of 100. And I get a cream color and a white colored envelope. And right now, right here, I just have a cream color, but I'm just going to show you how to do a lined envelope. So I have this pattern paper that I used, and what you're going to do is I just, I don't do this really technical. I just lay my envelope right across, and I just take a pencil and I make a little mark. And then I also, the envelope goes down to about there, and so I make a little mark. Okay, so then I just trim it using my 12-inch trimmer. I just trim it down where my marks are. It doesn't have to be perfect or exact because you're just lining an envelope. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to lay your envelope onto your pattern paper just like this. Now, I'm going to show you, you don't want it to be, whoops. You don't want the lining of your envelope to be the exact size of your envelope, and I'm going to show you why. So I just take my scissors and I just trim now where I traced that envelope. Okay, so now you can see my lining is not nearly as large as my envelope. And that's because I don't want it to cover the sticky part of my envelope. So you make it a little bit smaller, and then you're going to line it up right under where your sticky part is on your envelope. So this would be your lined envelope, and then you can you'd use a little bit of adhesive. And then that envelope would match your card. So that is our day 3 of our 4th of July / military themed cards, and I will be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is our Stampin' Up! Friday, and so I will be using all Stampin' Up! Product and sharing with you a really cute card for 4th of July. So thank you guys for coming by the blog, and I will talk to you tomorrow.